we're here in the studio because we've got mail. In fact, we actually left our outdoor experience because we've got mail, and it's come from this company called OnePlus in this swanky red box which says co-developed with Hasselblad. But you know what they say, don't judge a book by its cover. It looks premium on the outside, but is it actually a premium flagship on the inside? Well, let's find out. Well, now for the box inside the box. And this, please don't try this at home. There you go. Let's see if it slides like a premium device. It does. Jokes aside, this is quite an interesting unboxing experience. Wow, another cover inside as well. This is another OnePlus cover. What do we have over here? Oh, we have a welcome set. And then comes the phone. Before I show you the phone, let's just see what else you get. Of course, you get this. This is their massive charger. It's an 80-watt charging brick, or at least like the other phones and the other competitors that OnePlus has, or the competitors that it wants to have, Samsung and Apple. Well, they don't give you this. Here you get a charging brick, which is 80 watts out of the box. We're going to test this as well. But strangely, they call it super whoop charging. I'm wondering where they get that terminology from. We'll be testing the charging. I think it's 0 to 100 in under 30 minutes or 30 minutes, which is fantastic. And now the moment you've all been waiting for. Okay, that was quite slippery. The OnePlus 10 Pro. We had a few concerns when we were approaching this OnePlus 10 Pro. How much better was it from the OnePlus 9 Pro, which had a lot of bugs? Is it actually a flagship killer? What is OnePlus thinking with this whole Oppo connection? And the most important question, if you liked OnePlus phones over the years, it was because their software implementation or their implementation or version of Android, which is called Oxygen OS, seemed to be going through an overhaul. Everyone said it was going to become a lot more like Color OS. OnePlus had come out and said there's going to be a unified interface. And frankly, look, my personal take is as long as they maintain their originality, what got them that loyal community, I think OnePlus would be fine. So that was our biggest concern. I opened it up and of course it's running Oxygen OS. So I'll tell you very quickly about the specs and then I'll tell you what works and what doesn't work when it comes to the OnePlus 10 Pro 5G. So the phone is quite sturdy. It has Gorilla Glass Victus protection on the front and Gorilla Glass 5 protection on the back. It's IP68 rated for water and dust resistance. So the phone really has a chance at surviving if you're putting it in water or dust, but it's strongly advised that you don't do this. When you're talking about the display, this phone actually comes with a 6.7-inch Quad HD Plus AMOLED screen of 120Hz refresh rate. The real game changer is the fact that it comes with an LTPO 2.0 panel, which is an adaptive refresh rate panel. That means it can go all the way down to 1 Hz and then go all the way up to 120 Hz based on what you're doing. If you're playing a game, it might go up. If you're watching some interesting content, it might go up. And then it'll come down if you're just scrolling through the menus and save a lot of battery as well. Look, it has a brightness of over 1000 nits and it comes with HDR 10 plus certification, so you're going to enjoy watching content on it. If you watch content on this 10-bit display and you watch content on your smartphone, you have things like image sharpeners, video color enhancers, all that sort of stuff if you want to make your content consumption experience a lot better. In terms of performance, it comes with a Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 SoC, which has 12 GB of RAM, LPDDR5, and 256 GB internal storage. Gone are the days when you had all sorts of different storage and RAM options on OnePlus phones. It comes with Android 12 base Oxygen OS 12.1, but honestly, it looks and feels a lot like Color OS 12. The camera hardware looks great and they've worked with Hasselblad. It's a 3-year partnership where they're working with Hasselblad on improving their cameras. But are they trying to take on the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra or the iPhone 13 Pro, 13 Pro Max? Well, I think they're still behind the curve over there. Of course, they have a fantastic primary camera sensor and it does well in low light conditions. It also has a quick fixing focus, zero shutter lag, a 150-degree ultra wide angle sensor as well. But let's actually put this through its paces and show you what it's all about. Well, let's just say Here's what we liked and didn't like about the OnePlus 10 Pro. What we didn't like is the camera performance, which is exactly what they promised us would get a lot better. And now we've come to a point where this phone, if you use all the schemes, would cost you somewhere between 60 to 65,000 rupees. And for that, I think you get a lot of value for money if you're not a OnePlus fanboy. If you're in the market for an Android phone and you want something which is a good bang for your buck, the OnePlus 10 Pro is fantastic. I'm pleasantly surprised, of course, with the display as well. This 120Hz is really implemented very well, and I think that's something that they've done. Of course, there's no bloatware on OnePlus phones. I'm glad they're not doing that like the other Chinese brands. But if you're a OnePlus fanboy and you've been tracking the company for the past few years and owned a OnePlus device, then you might be a little concerned given the fact that there are a lot of things from ColorOS that have come onto this phone, and even the packaging and experience seems like that. But honestly, it's still quite a good device at that sort of price range. The only concern for this device, if you look at it neutrally without any bias, is the fact that it's not now taking on the Apples and Samsungs of the world, but what it actually is taking on is its other Chinese, rivals and counterparts. That would happen to be Realme and Xiaomi and companies like that, because in this price range, a lot of them now have, affordable flagships as well. And I think that's where the competition will be. You know, I'm a little confused because when you're actually using the phone and these small things like the animation that shows up when your fingerprint sensors unlock is kind of interesting, right? So what if it's going the ColorOS way? It still has picked up, a few interesting things from the Oppo scheme of things. But I'm just saying, if you're a OnePlus fanboy over the years, or an Oxygen OS fanboy, or stock Android, then a lot of you perhaps might start looking at someone coming back from another country with the Google Pixel 6 Pro. I know a lot of people who have really opted for that phone because that truly is the only phone out there which gives you a truly stock Android experience. That's how Google wants you to use their phones. All in all, there are two ways to look at this purchase decision if you're considering the OnePlus 10 Pro 5G. Are you a OnePlus fanboy or are you not a OnePlus fanboy? If it's the latter, then it's a simple decision for you. It's a great phone, it looks and feels good, it has a flagship processor, a decent camera system, and some good software on the phone as well. It is under 65,000 rupees and it is as good as it gets in that price point at that budget. But the problem begins if you are a OnePlus fanboy or have been over the years. Then you might be concerned that you're not getting the true Oxygen OS OnePlus experience and things are heading the Oppo way. The biggest concern in your head might be that OnePlus has actually settled.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.